Hello YouTube, I'm MC Go 101 and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're just going to show you a real quick tip on a preventative maintenance that we could do to our Massey Ferguson GC1720. Now, I intend to do some land clearing, remove stumps, stack trees, move material, etc., etc. One thing I did notice could be a potential weak point is that when you get under the unit, you'll see that the transaxle oil filter is somewhat exposed. If we get in close, let's see if I can get a better view, but you'll see this plate here. So obviously if you remove your filter, that'll help it drain to a pan a little better, but my concern is if I get under trees, logs, stumps, brush, I don't want logs or branches coming up and penetrating this. So my idea is I'm going to just simply remove this plate. It's two 12mm bolts. I went to my local hardware store, got a thick piece of plate steel. It's not crazy thick, it's only 14 gauge. But what I'm going to do is once I get the bracket off that goes underneath the filter, I'm going to fabricate something with this to add a bit more protection from when I am out in the bush. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet, but I feel like if I have that plate off, I can shape the steel just to give me a little more protection. So we'll go ahead and get this off, and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright, so I'm in the planning stages. We've taken the plate off, and after getting under there and kind of reevaluating what I should do, you'll also notice the black actuator beside the oil filter. So after thinking about it, I'm like, I might as well kind of put a bit of a guard on that as well. The guard was a leaning back L, so I had the sheet metal out, and I've made a line on where I'm going to have to cut it. So, mind the mess in the shop. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on the go. So here's this. It's where it would normally be mounted. So I've extended this from the oil filter just over a bit to cover the actuator. Now I'll cut this nice and straight. We'll clean it up. And then my next cut or sheet, I'm going to try to fold over, either in or over, and then have it come up, sorry about the ankles, and then come up and over the filter and actuator as a guard. Now again, this isn't like going to be rock solid, so it's not going to take direct hits, but like, in my opinion, as long as it can deflect, whether it be a stump, a log, a tree branch that comes in the wrong way, I think the $10 in an hour or two to do it is probably worth it. But yeah, so just to kind of show you what I plan to do. So I'll get this cut, I'll get it bolted into this, and then we'll start fabricating our front guard, and it's going to protect both our oil filter and our actuator. We'll be back. Alright, so just to show you kind of where I'm at, what I've done. So first off, before I started getting into drilling stuff, I figured I better go find out what I had for hardware. So just staring through all this mess, I did find a bunch of nice tiny little bolts. So not too long, it's going to interfere with anything. So I found the appropriate size drill bit. This drill bit is a probably 1/4 inch, give or take. So I started by placing this where it would be on the tractor, and then so I cut my plate, just tapered the edges off. So I chose that I am going to put it this way. So I just marked up all my holes, put her in the vise, made sure it's good and squared. Yeah, so this is going to be step one.
of the guard for the oil filter and the solenoid, or whatever that thing is. So like I said, I opted to extend it to cover both while I'm at it. So this is the first step. We can bolt this together, and then my next step, I'm gonna have to fabricate a piece, like I said before, just to wrap around the front and to cover both. Now, I'm not gonna hard case it, so it's not gonna be like a full-on box, but like I said, it's just gonna be like a deflector, a little added extra protection. If it's gonna get dinged up, and that's what I want. So I'd rather that get dinged up than my tractor. So just to kind of show you kind of where I'm at, what I've done. Now the next part will be interesting. We'll figure that out as we go. But yeah, we'll show you step by step how I do it and how it looks after. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I come up with a slightly different plan, but I'll show you where I'm at. So here's our original plate. Here's our extender plate. So we're going to build this up to protect our oil filter, etc. So I've taken this chunk. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Pardon me. And I've wrapped it in so I've measured under the tractor that I'm going to need just under 4 inches of protection when the plate is mounted. So we're going to go ahead and get this cut. So my change of plans was I was going to build one piece of steel kind of going across and fold it up somehow, but I don't have proper steel bending equipment, so I'm just going to make a couple different plates and we'll build it up and we'll get some protection. So without further ado, we'll get this all cut and we'll see how she looks. Alright, so here's what she looks like. We've went ahead and we've gotten the second plate installed. We've cut off the top nice and flush, just took off all the burrs and bad edges. I opted just to throw a couple extra bolts in the front to hold the two pieces together, so to overbuild it. But yeah, so just a little bit of bulletproofing. I know it looks a little rough right now, but I'm going to give it a quick coat of black spray paint. We'll do that now, and we'll get it installed on the tractor, and we'll see how she looks. So this is how the unit looks right now without any shield. So you can clearly see your oil filter and that other solenoid or whatever are completely exposed. And we'll see how it looks with the nice painted cover. We'll be back. And here she is, all painted up. So I just used a cheap metal plastic paint. Didn't have to be anything special, just better than the steel look. So not bad. Yeah, dried pretty quick. So let's get her installed. Alright guys, so we got her all painted up and we got it installed. Here's the reveal of how it looks. How bad could it be? Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Alright, so we have tiny access to the filter up on top, but underneath we have a nice protection plate. Forgive my thumbprint, I guess it wasn't as dry as I thought, but whatever. Yeah, so it literally just built onto the original plate that came with the tractor, extended it. Like I say, it's not the most pretty, but it just may save the tractor one day. And again, guys, like, I'm not gonna be like beating on it or anything, but God forbid if you got caught on a stump, I just want that little added protection. So for the hour or so it took me to do that, I'll feel a little better when I'm out in the bush clearing stuff out. But yeah, so just an idea of what you can do to help protect your tractor, maybe even bulletproof it a little bit. I know on Massey Ferguson, like I said, this is a thing that the dealerships do in my area. They weld a plate on. I don't have a welder, so I just built my own plate. Not bad. So yeah, hopefully this helps somebody out. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to drop them below. And if you like this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.